What's the haps? I'm Meroka and welcome back to Valhalla! New episode, time for some new drinks! New day, new drink. Not gonna make a cocktail, so it's gonna be another one of my lazy days, I guess. But my parents did recently gift me a bottle of this stuff. So we're gonna see if it's any good. It seems like it might be. It is Hex Perry. Made in Somerset. Made from... Perry is... If you're unfamiliar with the term, that is a pear cider. Which, cider is also one of those things that I think has different meanings depending on where you are as well. In the UK, it's basically like fermented apples to make a thing that's kind of like a beer, but made with apples. It's about a similar ABV to beer, and it is drunk in a similar manner. Maybe a little bit stronger in a lot of instances, but hey. In America, I'm pretty sure it's just like apple juice, isn't it? Don't you guys? I think a lot of Americans call cider like just apple juice is just like cider, because then there's a brand that's like hard cider, and it's like, well, cider's already kind of pretty hard. You have a few ciders around here, you're gonna know about it. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Perry is it's made with pears instead of apples, you know? And it's generally, as a name, it's generally associated with pretty poor drinks. Baby Sham being the biggest brand. A lot of other ones that go by the name Perry. If you go to very, very, very budget stores, you'll find a lot of them masquerading, pretending really, really hard to be champagne. There's several fantastic brands. One's called Champers, which I tried recently. It's actually not all that awful. Another one right next to it on the shelf called Charlemagne. Both of them think they're champagne. They come in a very champagne bottle. They've got a popping cork and everything. They're sparkling champagne-looking things. They come in a very champagne-looking container. Everything's branded to look like champagne. It isn't. It's pear cider. And it costs like 1/20th of the cost of a bottle of champagne. That should be the clue that it's not champagne. This stuff is not sparkling, so it's not Baby Sham. This stuff is... I don't think this is sparkling. It just looks like a still kind of thing. It's more like a... Well, I think this is more close to Scrumpy kind of cider, except made with pears. So... I guess we pour it into a glass. And try it. And see if it's any good. This is one of my fancy glasses that I got from a beer festival, which is... fancy. It's kind of like a tasting glass, but not very like a tasting glass. It's half a pint, is what it is. I might have a few of these tonight, but this is 6%. I don't know if you could see that on the camera, probably not well. Maybe I shouldn't have a few of these, I don't know. We shall see. It's actually probably the thing that's most likely to get me drunk that we've done so far, actually. Oh no, that is not a good drink. The Scrumpy comparison was very apt, though. That's just pear Scrumpy. Prumpy, if you will. It ain't Baby Sham, that is, it's not. It's something entirely different. It is still a, nonetheless, pear cider. The reason the term pear cider exists, by the way, is because people wanted to distance themselves from Baby Sham. We got your Brother's pear cider and Recorder Lig, etc. Loads of them popped up in the last 5 years or so. And they all call themselves pear cider because none of them wants to be associated with Champers and Charlemagne and Baby Sham. These guys are quite happy to use the term Perry because they're in a bottle that looks nothing like Baby Sham or Charlemagne. It looks like Scrumpy. It tastes a lot like Scrumpy. A weird kind of Scrumpy. And I'm not convinced it's the best drink I've ever tasted in my life. It's almost certainly not the best drink I've ever tasted in my life. It is not the worst either. I've tasted far, far, far worse drinks than this. And I think I'm quite happy to go with this. So, anyway, there we go. Brief history of cider and Perry for you. Let's fire up a game and drink some dubiousness, I suppose. Okay, we were on our break. We were indeed. Rise and shine. Oh, it's an early morning shift. What? Oh. Morning. It's 11 AM. No. That's still morning. It's morning for me on weekends and any other day. I mean, I work in a bar. Look, I'm here late every single day. If you work in bars, that's kind of how that goes. You know, if you're working a 3 a.m. shift every day, you don't get up at 8 a.m. That's not how that works. How's everything outside anyway? Still noisy, but forces have been deployed to take care of most of them at least. How so? The Zaibatsu Corps prison is pleading with anyone to stop the rogue White Knights. Neighbouring city forces were deployed quickly and have subdued most of the opposition. There have also been reports of White Knights just freezing, like they were petrified somehow. Make it sound like some god suddenly decided to put everything in place. Well, I'm just glad no bullets are flying in and out of the whole building. Sure, there's still some bad apples out, and it's not really safe yet, but it was worse last night. Also seems to be a civilian force lynching any White Knight they spot. It's not only are the White Knights a problem, but regular folks are on edge too. I wonder if Say's okay. She is a White Knight. Should we be worried about Gil? That kid knows how to take care of himself. I'm sure that whatever it is that he's doing, he's safe. Dare I say even safer wherever he is than here? I sure hope so. Are we gonna work today? Yeah, things are too nasty right now. Let's take the Sunday off. Oh, okay. So, do you want me to help you get to your apartment? Actually, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Okay then, let me lock things up and we'll go. We'll grab something for lunch on the way. Sounds good. Oh, this is like a intermission thingy that I had seen screenshots of way back in development. This is like, I guess we just hang out with our boss and have some beers for a day. Okay, I knew this was in here somewhere, but this is also the interface is just like, I have not seen this before. I think this is what made the game take so long, by the way. They just kept putting crap like this in here that just like, and this bit of the game is entirely different to everything else that's in here so far. So now we need to code all of this. Okay, well, here we are indeed. Oh, okay, here we are. Home sweet home. Thanks a lot. Hey boss, I don't suppose you want to hang out for a bit, do you? Yeah, grab a beer, chill out for a bit, mostly thank you for helping me. Well, not that much to do anyway, so yeah, okay. I did tell you should invite me to your apartment sometime, didn't I? Oh, yeah, you did. What worries me a bit is that beer always leads to something else. To more beer? I was going to say to one of us going through the Spanish announcer's table. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What does that expression mean? Going through the Spanish announcer's table. I mean, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to interpret that literally, but I don't know if there is. Is an announcer's table a thing? And is the table that I own a Spanish announcer's table? I don't know. But I think we're safe here. Come on in then. Excuse me. You want one? Sorry, I don't smoke. Don't mind me though. Smoke if you wanna. Thanks. Say, how's the chilly weather treating you? It gets cold from time to time. Nothing the Kotatsu and the heater can't fix. Alright, boss, you're not very good with the cold, are you? You know it. She's from Scotland. She should handle the cold. You didn't bring your jacket here either. Yeah, I left it at home when going to the bar yesterday. It wasn't that cold and I didn't expect to spend the night at the bar. Would you like a sweater or something? Oh, don't mind me. I insist. Here, have this hoodie from some time ago. It was too big for me. Why buy it then? It was dirt cheap. Right. Wait, where did you get this one? I know, some flea market ages ago. Why? Nothing, it's just like one I had many years ago. What happened to it? Too much use, it just ripped. I see. You can keep it if you want, I never use it anyway. Well, we'll see. Come to think of it, how old are you, boss? I'm eternally 17. Fair enough. 17 plus how much? 17 plus I'd have to cut your tongue if you knew. Alright. Let me go change into something more comfortable. Take your time. Cat, for some reason, just pops up in the conversation in the middle. Okay. Say, Jill, there's a blue-eyed mass of black fur glaring in my general direction. Oh, that's just 4. He's just wary of any new visitors. Cats will be cats, I guess. He'll warm up quickly, though. Just give him time. He's unusual looking. Blue eyes on a black cat? They usually have green. Yeah, weird, huh? First I thought they were like that because he was small, but they never changed. Do you have any pets, boss? Back at home we had a bear. Ah, I said, what? Well, good old Bosco. He kept intruders away better than any dog. Right. This picture here isn't something you see every day. What? Me taking such a sappy pic? Oh, framed picture from printed paper. It's so vintage. Who are these? That's, one on the right is Lenore, my ex-girlfriend. The one on the left is Gabrielle, her sister. Was this pic recent, or... Actually, that one's from 3 or 4 years ago. You look exactly the same. I'm only 27, what do you expect? That's why they say kids are the ones that get old. I thought it was recent because you don't usually see people displaying pictures of their exes so openly. Let alone a printed and framed one. Did you two break up on good terms then? You even hesitated a bit when calling her your ex. Let's just say that everything ended with both of us saying mean things. Me storming out of our house, breaking a couple of things on the way out. We never broke up formally, and I guess I still have feelings for her. I just went away, haven't said a word since. Really, it's so hard to picture you doing such a thing. You look so happy in the pic. Why have a pic out like this then? I just can't get my mind off something that Alma said to me. About missing having the warmth of someone else pressed against your side. Using them as a pillow, mixing your perfume with theirs. Putting your head in their chest, listening to their breathing as they pet your head. Dozing off knowing they're there, watching you, protecting you. I don't know, I felt nostalgic. And miserable. I'll just put this away. I've been meaning to apologise, but I feel like it's too late now. Whenever I go out, there's this fear in the back of my head that I'll meet her in the street. I just don't know if I could face her again, let alone talk to her. I'd be a mess. It's never too late to apologise, Jill. Maybe. What's that on the table? Looks like an N, but it's nothing. Nothing! Oh, please give me that to me. Oh, hello. Oh, alright. That's a subscription to Shining Fingered monthly, isn't it? Probably. It might be. That's so nothing, don't worry. Anyway, let's grab some beers. Guide me. This is the bit I've seen. Oh, okay. So, ooh, is this like... No, I was thinking that looked like there's a jukebox thing, but no, there's just... Oh, I guess... Okay, that's not a different part of the interface, that's still part of the picture. That's just, I guess we live next to a massive Kiramiki banner, because she advertises everywhere, obviously. So, this scene plays out differently depending on how much beer you chug, I guess. Damn, you have lots of beer. We have 12 cans left. Which is 100%, and I've got beer so far. So, yeah, we can just chug a beer and get more raucous, I suppose. Might as well crack one open. There we go. Delicious. Okay, so I drink 20% of my beer each time I click drink. Cool. Well, the BGC gives me discounts on the point cards I can use every time I buy their alcohol. With that, beer is actually the cheapest drink I can get. Is there any difference between the drinks at the bar and these? The drinks at the bar are more addictive, flavorful, also stronger than the ones they sell in stores. And besides, the one in the bar is more of a double IPA. This one is more of a Pilsner. We do sell a beer. The beer doesn't look like a double IPA or sound anything like a double IPA that they sell in the thing, but okay. Is this where we actually get some, like, formal drinks knowledge of real drinks? Because the game seems to have this really, really weird fusion of real-world drinks and we made crap up drinks. Everything you serve to customers, for the most part, including the beer, because you make it out of weird ingredients, I would say, is just the weird we made crap up drinks. And then occasionally there's stuff like, hey, here's a bottle of rum, let's drink the bottle of rum. And now they're going on about double IPAs and Pilsners? This is... it almost just doesn't kind of fit into the world that the drinks making mechanics has actually already established. And basically what they're telling me here is that the bar actually had good drinks, and this is more of a pisswasser, as it were. Okay, well, let's crack open a few Buds or Coors or insert generic mass-produced brand here. Although that could be unfair, there are a few okay, crafty kind of Pilsners in the world. There are not many of them. Pilsners are almost exclusively the territory of your big mass-produced, we made it as cheap as we could kind of brands. Really, does Dana not know about beers? I know more about beers than she does. What? Both in real life and as a character. In English, please? This one's lighter in colour and lighter in flavour. I don't know, it doesn't taste like a lighter to me. This one made with that... what was the name of that base liquid you used at the bar again? Nutriogenic diclometrical lidogenol? It's made with doge, whatever. I don't think anyone was there any consensus on how to pronounce that? Beats me. I'm going to say this, by the way. This is my Red Dwarf stupid chemical moment. Nutriogenic dicho, I guess, not dicro. Nutriogenic dichometrical. Dichometrical, that's probably how you put it. Dichometrical or dichometrical? Dichometrical. Nutriogenic dichometrical lidogenol. Or NDL. Nailed it. It was a supplement or something, right? It was an experimental fluid they created to replace water when the Maiden Kiss polluted water supplies. The effects of pollution turned out to be temporary, so NDL never went into mass production. But the BTC still commissioned it for use in bars. And is this one made with it? Let's see. Yep, here it is near the end. NDL and cornstarch. Delicious. Cornstarch? Serves as a stabilizer if I remember correctly. They need it for packaged drinks. I see, and I just realized something. What? You're a nerd, Jill. I know. Guilty as charged? Oh, guilty as charged. I still have that bottle of rum somewhere around. Do you want some of it? Will you have some too? Not really, no. I'll leave it like that. I'm not letting you drink beer alone. That's not how drinking with friends works. Let's finish that one. Well, there we go. I finished a beer. Yes. Do you consider me a friend then, boss? Why wouldn't I? Dunno. What would be my boss and all? I was never too sure. Well, in case you had any doubts, yes, I consider you one of my best friends. Besides, you and Gil are always so diligent and responsible that I'm boss in name only, anyway. That's good to know. On a side note, it surprises me you kept that poster of me in the room. And even more that you hung it in plain sight. When I give it to you, it was more or less a joke, you know. Does it make you uncomfortable? If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, why would it make me uncomfortable? It's my own face. I'm still wondering why you did it, though. Aside from filling an empty spot in the wall, I don't really know. I thought it was funny, too. I guess it's like if someone gave you... I don't know. A dildo-shaped trophy or something, and you had it there as conversation starter. Well, no one comes here anyways, so it's kind of pointless. What? No steamy nights of passion? Not since, a year ago, I think. I'd rather not talk about what happened then. Did someone hurt you? Because if they did, I can go dish out the pain. No, nothing of the sort. Different kind of mess. Oh, Christ, I drank an entire beer. I've just kind of been absent-mindedly clicking it when Dana speaks for that bit. I'll grab a fresh bevy. If you want to do this as a drinking game at home, by the way, drink whenever I click drink. I might put that as like an annotation at the start of the video so you guys know that you need to do that. No, nothing of that sort. A different kind of mess. Uncomfortable mess. Not being able to have sex for reasons mess. That's know you have my back, though. That's what friends are for. Wait, you were talking about the poster and compared it to having a dildo-shaped trophy. Did you just call me dildo face? That's what friends are for. Hey Jill, where did you get that black floorboard? Interesting way of describing it. Well, as with any black cat, or house cat in general, he's actually a stray. I found him in the alleys near the building not long after I moved here, I think. Oh, I see. It's quite the sight, though. He was cornered by all these dogs, but they were keeping their distance. He was holding his ground, hissing and scratching as much as he could. There was a fried chicken bucket nearby that had some rainwater in it, so I threw the water over the dogs. They ran, and I figured the cat's mom would be nearby, so I left. I noticed people looking in my direction as I walked. Turned out that little shit started following me. So you brought it home. First I wanted to see if I could find him a new home, but having him welcome me whenever I came back was just too much for my heart, so he ended up staying. It was Destiny Girl. When he came, he was so cute though. Not like the fat mess that's sleeping on the table. Ah, hey, you're no spring chicken yourself, you know. Oh-ho! Shit, I actually did that in front of someone else. Anyway. Not anyway, me. Do you normally speak for your cat like that? Oh! That's what. Oh my god, I thought this was. Oh my god! I didn't realise! I had no idea! I just assumed all this time that this is the future and there is a magic talking cat because this is the future. No. No. She speaks for her cat. That's amazing. I hadn't realised. I hadn't got a clue. Anything that's just weird in this game, you just go with it up to this point. Because it's just like, well, yeah, you go with it. That's the only way to accept this game, is just to go with it. And then, oh my god, the cat's actually just a normal cat. I'm just really, really weird. Plot twist. I need to drink a lot to make up for the fact that I just did that. Maybe. I wonder if Gil's alright. Are you worried about him? You make it sound like I'm some emotionless robot. You can be hard to read. I wouldn't worry about Gil so much, though. There's 3 things that I know for certain about him. First, he can take care of himself. Second, you can sincerely trust him. And third, he absolutely hates bell pepper. He does? I've seen him even reject food that's been in contact with it. Man, what a baby. Unless he's allergic or something. He's not. Man, what a baby. How'd you meet such a guy? He showed up in the door of the bar. He what? Well, it was shortly after the whole incident with Robert and the levitation potion. Right, levitation potion. It was a slow day, and he just sort of showed up at the bar. I offered him a drink, but he said he didn't have any money on him. I couldn't leave him alone, so I pretty much gave him the drinks for free. And after a couple, he broke down crying. Huh? I don't know what he did, but he was really, really regretting it. He wanted a second chance or whatever, and I told him if he could wash himself, I'd find him a job. And I'll be damned, he looked totally different the next day. Damn. I tried and failed to find anything out about him. So I decided to take him at face value. I judge him from what he did as an employee. And aside from the occasional sudden escapade, he's been as loyal gets. I returned the favour in kind, covering his ass from time to time, sometimes literally. What surprised me is that you took him in so easily. I can take care of myself, and I always kept an eye on him. And besides, after the whole Robert thing, I couldn't ignore someone that desperate so easily. I see. You made the bar more lively yourself, you know. How so? Well, with the regulars you've earned, of course. Like that blonde titty hacker. I can't remember her name. Alma? I was gonna say Armitage. Well, she's hot, I'll give her that much. She's also a nice person in general, but damn, she's hot. Are you alright, Jill? Yeah, why? So weird to see you say so openly that someone's hot. I mean, you have had 4 beers at this point, so maybe that has something to do with it. 4.5 really at this stage. Is it going to your head a little bit? It might be. Even you can see she has a hot body, boss. You'll find no objections here. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about taking her to a room and... Jill, are you sure you aren't drunk? I am. I mean, I'm sure I'm not. I mean... That's the thoughts I leave to myself. I don't think I could handle her in a relationship. She has weird standards. And she's straight as straight gets. She's still a lovely person, though. And she became a regular is a blessing. Any regular is a blessing when you get down to it. And there's also that sex worker robot girl. Ah, Dorothy. She intrigues me, though. I've seen lots of sex workers over the years, and she seems pretty giddy. It's not that she likes her job, but rather she seems to take to it with such childish excitement. Whoop. Oh, didn't mean to click on that. Sorry. I kind of noticed that too, but then again, Lilym can be weird. You think? Lilym operate in some really foreign logic. I mean, they don't really share our fear of mortality. Even if their bodies are destroyed, their minds are already backed up in the collective source. If they lose an arm, they can reattach it or replace it. Depending on the circumstances, they might not even feel pain at all. It's not like they haven't attained human-like emotions like fear or love, but they are different. Like a different culture, if you must. I didn't see it that way. Aside from that, Dorothy's a DFC-72. It's a social interactions model or something. Let them get positive reinforcement straight from their bodies if they're fulfilling their main purpose. So, I'm guessing she gets a built-in push whenever she's in a meaningful or challenging social interaction. Interesting. The name Lilym is a bit weird, though. Ooh, we're getting some world building, because I was wondering what the hell a Lilym is as well. This is going to be good. It is? Can you please tell? Is it like an acronym or something? Yeah, this is things I want to know. I do. And the game just straight up hasn't told us. It's just like, yep, they're Lilym. So this is good information. You'd expect them to be called bots or dolls. Lilym doesn't convey the image of automatons. Just a tip, bots and dolls are considered slurs by them. Bot is akin to calling them retarded, and doll is like calling them fake. Thanks for the advice. Other side, do you know why they're called Lilym? As far as I know, because they all come from a bigger AI called Lilith. And Lilym are Lilith's offspring in Jewish folklore. Okay, interesting. That's a weird bit of information that I had no idea about. I mean, I guess Lilith is a name that kind of comes up in mythologies and whatnot in the video games and stuffs, but again, I wouldn't have known the origin of that, and certainly wouldn't have. I've never heard the term Lilym before. That's clearly an even more obscure name from various folklores and whatnot. Jewish, presumably, if the game is accurate, and I'm going to assume it is. Whoa, cool. Yeah, speaking of names, why don't you like being called by your full name? I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't act stupid. Back when you first transferred, I called you Julianne, and you always told me a new one with your glare. See? Like that. It's no big secret, but it's one of those things that feels really silly when you say it out loud. Try me. Well, did you ever watch Model Warrior Julianne? Not all of it, but my little sister's a big fan of the reruns. Back when I was in elementary school, I was a huge fan of the show. I had everything, from the dolls, to the costumes, to the lunchboxes. Didn't help that it was one of those shows that got strapped literally everywhere. I saw a couple of episodes once. They were really nice. It was beyond nice. The show's about a model who can transform into an armor-clad magic knight. She fights demons born from greed and vanity. How the show presented Jules hating her job because it invited enemies, and yet still found solace in trying to be a role model. Hell, the main character wasn't a kid. Julianne was an adult that became younger when transformed. I'd say it was a pretty ambitious kids show, even by today's standards. Just the fact that her enemies were literally issues dealing with beauty standards of body image. challenging as fuck. Whoa, you got excited there. And that's the problem. Back then I was obsessed with Jules. I sang the song, dressed like her, I could even recite full chapters. Something tells me you still can. That's beside the point. It was nice while I was in elementary school, but then I went to middle school. And what a surprise! Tweens are jackasses. They went out of their way to tease me about the things I did back then. I don't hold it against Jules, I always hold my grudge against those fuck jobs. Sounds rough. You know how most girls worry about their thighs at that age? I worried about jerkasses singing the theme tune of the show, mocking me. Anyways, every time someone calls me Julianne or Jules, I instinctively react negatively. Pavlov would be proud of me. I never told it because I found the whole thing too silly in retrospect. Yeah, when Dana says we got excited there, I'm guessing she's not really much of one for swearing, but I'm guessing the beer has an effect on this conversation. I guess she talks about it a little more calm, if they talk about it at all, a bit more calmly, is, I guess, the tone of the conversation. If she hasn't had 6 beers at this stage. I never talk about it because I found the whole thing too silly in retrospect. And yet it affects you even today. There's nothing wrong with it, though. It's actually kind of reasonable. I sure hope so. Come to think of it, what kind of kid were you, boss? When I was a toddler, I was the kind to always fight with kids bigger than me. When puberty happened, I became the Merriam-Webster definition of shallow jerkwad. Around the time I turned 60, I realized what an idiot I was and went out to become who I am today. And the less I talk about those years, from 12 to 15, the better. Fair enough. Say, boss, how do you like them men? 2D? 2D? Yes, I don't mind anything. I don't mind anything as long as that thing is cute or 2D. How about you? Back in high school, I liked them funny. In college, I liked them successful. After a while, I just wanted them stable. And now... Well, now? I don't know. I stopped caring about them being funny. My high school boyfriend started conflating cheering me up with mocking me when I'm down. I also stopped caring about them being successful. I realized half the time they had no qualms about cheating with me or on me. And I stopped caring about them being stable. I realized they were the kind of person I was trying not to become. Not become stable? Oh, her face has gone a little bit red. I didn't notice that one. When did that happen? I think that must have happened when I cracked that open then, actually. I guess because I've gone through over half the pack by myself. Now, is this 12 between us, or did I have 12 each because it's cheaper than whatever the future equivalent of water is? I'm hoping it's the latter, otherwise I'm out drinking the boss by a long margin. Oh, she's still drinking. Not cracking any open. She's still on her first beer, maybe. Not become stable. There was this guy who became so obsessed with holding a stable job that he hated. He started being physically ill. Not only that, the last time I managed to get some, I ended up throwing the guy out. He took incredible offense with how I smoked on the bed after sex. The bed could catch fire, you know. Not you two. Kinda envy Alma for that. At least when she dumps a guy, it's for less petty reasons. Are you okay? I'm fine. It's just... It all boils down to the fact that I can't get my mind off Lenore lately. She was all of what I just said. She made me laugh, she had a good position and was stable. She was also smart, caring, and why can't I get my mind off the whole thing? It's maddening. Maybe I should go and apologize. Maybe I should. Maybe that will make me rest easier at night, get my mind off things for a while. I don't even care about going back to her, but... Hey Jill, have you tried thinking about clothes for 4? Clothes for... Listen, I know how you must feel. But you can't let all of that cloud your senses. Next time you feel overwhelmed by these thoughts, try distracting yourself. Like with, say, thinking about what kind of clothes you can put on 4. Yeah. You know, boss, I'm curious about your circle of friends. What kind of people do you have in it? Keep in mind you're included in this circle too, so any insults you hurl will apply right back to you. Anyways, I have this friend I've known for a long time. A red-headed, glasses-wearing gun nut called Iris. The one you called for the helmet thing. That one. She's managing a BTC bar in Panama right now, if I remember correctly. She's managing a bar too? I got the idea from her, actually. Oh. It's called N1RV. Anna. Oh, N1RV. Oh, I get it. Of course. Every bar apparently has to be a stupid play on words, right? N1RV and A. N1RV and A. That's the one. I believe you might call it Nirvana, if you're really ambitious. And if you thought this city was dangerous, you should see the people she has to deal with there. Piracy ain't nothing to fuck with. And means it's an annex to another business. I was wondering about the naming convention, because there is... I don't think it's been dwelt on here. It's dwelt on in, I guess, the prologue, probably. All the buildings and businesses and things have a naming convention. So the fact that it's N1RV and A is presumably just a massive coincidence. Just like VA-11 Hall A is... They didn't name it so that it would specifically be Valhalla, it's just that's the naming convention, and as it happens, it turns out that's a pretty popular one, because people would want it. Although, as the story goes, Dana's not terribly happy because she didn't actually get her hands on VA-1 Hall A. She had to make do with the inferior VA-11 Hall A. So, yeah. That's why there's a typo in Valhalla, by the way, in case you were wondering. That means it's an annex to another business. What else goes on there, then? I think the bar was originally her hotel's bar. She moved the bar to its own building elsewhere and opened N1RV and B in the hotel instead, which doesn't really have the same ring to it, if we're honest. Weird decision? I believe she said she wanted a place away from the noisy rich tourists that go to the hotel. So that bar is a woman cave. A woman cave? Outside, let's see, friends. This is also my little sister, but that's a given. Oh, there's also my old partner from when I was with the Neo San Francisco police force. Good old Lexi, should give her a call sometime. Wait, you're in the what? I've done lots of things, Jill. I spent a short time collaborating with the police force. I've been an wrestler, an MMA fighter, chimney cleaner, lumberjack, pet shop attendant, corporate mascot. Corporate what? I still see my face on some websites from time to time. Anyways, aside from you, Gil, my sis, Iris, and Lexi, I guess there are a lot of people that don't want to see me in harm's way. Mostly because they're the ones that want to hurt me. What about you? I have an acquaintance here and there. Back at home in college, I went out a lot. It felt more like going out was the pleasure rather than the people involved. Aside from you and Gil, my closest friend since moving here is Alma. Oh, and Dorothy. I mean, sure, there's always 4, but that cat's a hermit that refuses to go out. And, you know, he's a cat. Hey, a cat's fine too, you know? Hey boss, what will you do when the bar closes? I don't know. Maybe I'll take a friend's offer of working with her. I was also thinking about going back home and helping with things there. Or maybe going travelling for a while. I see. Oh, but don't worry, bureaucracy's slow as fuck, so they won't close the bar for quite a while. Better enjoy being there while you can. Yeah, maybe. Will you be visiting me in whatever bar I end up working in? I have a bone to pick with the guy that supervises the bar I'm planning to get you transferred to. I go there even though I have virtually no reason to. With you there, I'd have something pleasant to look forward to. You're sending me to someone you have problems with? If I have to trust another bar owner, it's certainly him. He's actually a pleasant boss from what I've seen. The fact that he and I have a tendency to go at each other's throats is an unrelated matter. I'll trust you on that one then. Don't worry, maybe I can get you a bracelet made out of wood pieces from the bar's counter or something. We'll see. Hey, I'll tell you what. When the bar closes, let's go take a vacation. Go on a trip. That'll clear your mind a bit. Yeah, maybe. And that is that? Okay. I mean, there was not really an intermission, so I guess that's all one episode for me. That's going to be the longest episode of this probably in the game. But hey-ho. And it's snowing in Glitch City. That's kind of cool. Oh, snap! That entire thing was just chapter 1. Oh my god. Ooh, we've got a way to go then. Amarga means bitter, I think. That's the description's in the Chieve, and I saw the Chieve at some point. I was browsing them. I'm pretty sure Amarga means bitter. Yeah, I think so. Well, there we go. I suppose I should wrap this up. It's fairly overdue. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka. I will see you next time.